Hello, welcome to the awesome video number 29. Mr. Lewis,
Yeah,
how you doing?
I'm,
Mr.
I'm,
Miller,
I'm good. I'm glad to be back.
what's this all about?
Looks like we're about central angles and inscribed angles.
I think I know something about this. All right,
Oh, well, that's good because I'm clueless.
okay, it'll be fine. All right, first slide, here we go. Let's get started. Okay, first of all, Mr. Lewis, an arc is a piece of circle. So you see this lovely diagram we made ourselves?
Okay.
That red portion there is a piece of the circle that's called an arc.
Oh, so it's not the thing that Noah built?
Nope.
Okay.
And I should have saw that coming. We want to talk about, of course, in geometry, the measure of an arc, not the length. That's different. But if you stretch it out, but the measure of the arc. Measure of an arc equals the measure of the central angle, which leads to the question: what's a central angle?
Well, central angle would be the thing from the angle from the vertex at the center of the circle. So when you describe the arc, the two radii on the front, the little angle that makes it right here in the middle.
Very good.
The central angle.
Right. So the central angle is 70 degrees. It has its vertex at the center of the circle and central angle, and it cuts off the arc. So whatever the measure of that angle is, that's the measure of the arc.
Makes sense?
All right, we got enough. Let's do some problems.
Okay.
So, and here we have a circle, and we want to fill in all the missing angles and the measures of the angles and the measures of the arcs.
Okay.
So right here, we got the pen going. Let's look up pen.
Oh.
All right, so right here we have a 53-degree angle. That means this arc right here has measured 53 degrees. We gotta be careful. This angle is a central angle.
Yes.
Vertex at the center. All right, this one's easy. This arc has measured 52 degrees.
Okay.
Now we run into a little problem. Mr. Lewis, how can we figure out what this angle is?
Well, we know that half of the circle is 180 degrees.
True.
So the line there in the middle, kind of cuts the circle in half. So I know the whole right side has to add up to 180.
Yeah,
so,
this one, and this one.
Right. So I can just subtract the two I know to find the missing.
All right.
So, I'm sorry. I'm falling asleep at the
Mr. Lewis
here.
Mr. Lewis has the calculator here.
Which means that that's 75 degrees.
Thank you. So this is 75 degrees. So the measure of this arc is 75 degrees. So these angles add up to 180. So do the measures of these arcs.
Right.
So a half of a circle is 180. All right, we can do these. This one's no problem because these are vertical.
Yep.
So this is 75 degrees also because these are vertical angles. This arc is 75 degrees also. And this one, well, 75 and this one make a straight line.
Right. So 180 minus 75 would be 105.
Got it.
Or we could have added all of the arcs up because it should add up to 360 degrees.
Very good.
That way.
Right. So a semicircle 180 all the way around should add up to 360 degrees. So there we do. We labeled all the angles and we labeled all their matching arcs. Okay, next. What we got here?
Yeah, see? We're trying to figure it out.
Awesome. Okay, find the measure of art. All right, angle art, or arc, RT. So
RT.
I'll draw it in. It's kind of two arcs added together. Well, this piece of the arc is 64.
Yep.
ST, we got to figure out this one somehow.
Okay, well, they did give us the other half of that, or the other third of that semicircle, which is 61 degrees. So
right.
We can do 180 minus 64 minus 61 gives us 55 degrees.
Okay. So that's 55.
Right.
And this is 55.
Right. But remember, that's RS. To get RT, we got to add up 55 and 64 to get 119 degrees.
I like circles. This is going to be okay.
Yeah, circles are easy.
All right, KGI has 3 letters. That means it's probably a major arc. A major arc is more than 180 degrees. So KGI, wow, I did that really well, would be all of that.
Right.
Okay. Now, what can we find out?
Let's see. We got a 55 and a 55.
We'll figure out this one.
We could. So 180 minus 55 will give us 125.
Cool. So this is 125 out here, and this is 55 out here. Oh, we didn't even care about that one.
Looks like we have a vertical angle.
Yeah, so this is 55. This is 55. And since that's 55, this is 55. Okay, so we got three pieces.
Right.
Big KGI is a big arc. So we got this one, and this one.
All right. And that should add up to 235.
Gotcha. 235 degrees. All right, way more than half the circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is interesting, because I would have done that a little different.
All right. There are a lot of ways. Actually, that's what's cool about these. Probably there was a quicker way, unfortunately. All right. Now we want to introduce something different. You saw central angles. That's okay. And click on the sketch pad down here.
Clicking.
No, not that one.
Up. Clicking.
Ooh.
There we go.
All right.
Second time's a charm.
Now, Geometry Sketchpad is a program where you can draw a figure, measure angles, and kind of play around with it.
Okay.
So here we have arc DEF. His measure is 110 degrees.
Okay.
And this angle to start with its vertex at G, is 110 degrees. So that's a central angle. And what we're going to do is move this, we want to move point G around a little bit. So see, as I move it around, the measure of the arc stays 110 degrees, but the angle changes, so it gets really big when I move it up here. Well, I'm going to show you what happens when I move it exactly on the circle. So that's pretty close right there.
Yep.
That's called an inscribed angle. An inscribed angle has the vertex on the circle. And what we're seeing is its measure of half the arc.
Yeah.
All right, so I got another sketch to look at here. So if we look at this one, it's drawn already with the vertex on the circle.
Huh.
So this arc is 80. Notice that the measure of the angle is 40, half of it. And wherever I put that on the circle, notice that nothing changes here. The angle, where I'm putting it changes, but wherever this point is on the circle, as long as it's still cutting off that arc, it's half of it. All right, so vertex on the circle, it's called inscribed, and the measure is half the measure of the arc.
All right, I'm impressed.
Oh, cool. That was live. All right, so, okay, we did that. That's the fact. The measure of an inscribed angle is always half the measure of the arc.
All right.
Let's see how this applies.
Okay.
You got a calculator?
I do.
All right. So let's use it. On this first problem, this is an inscribed angle. So the arc that goes with it is 164 degrees.
Okay.
What's the angle going to be?
Gotta be probably 82.
Yeah, half of that. It's that easy. So if it's a central angle, it equals the arc. If it's inscribed, it's half the arc. How about this one? 160?
Probably 80.
All right. I'm going to trip you up this time. This time the angle's 30?
So the arc's gotta be 60.
Yeah. So the angle's half the arc. So this has got to be 60. And this is 99?
So 188? Or 198, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're quick at this. 198. That's why I like doing math, Mr. Lewis. All right. We got just two more, a little bit more challenging. And we'll be done. So, Mr. Lewis, this angle right here, that's what we want.
Yeah.
It's half of that arc, but we don't know the arc.
Right. However, it looks like I know the other arcs on the circle.
Yeah.
And since I know all of the arcs add up to 360,
Right.
I can subtract 360 and 75 and 85.
Yeah.
And I can get the arc of 200.
Ooh.
So then that means my angle would have to be half that. So that's 100 degrees.
Man, I gotta come up with harder problems.
I know.
How about this one? Looks like some sort of triangle thing going on here.
I love triangle. Okay, so again, we know, so we don't really know anything about that angle yet. However, we're given the arc of PQ there,
Yeah.
which is 94. So if I take half that, that'll give me the angle of R,
Yeah.
which is 47 degrees.
Okay.
And then I know that all of the angles in a triangle add up to 180.
He's making this up. He hasn't looked at this before. He's figuring this out as he goes.
180 minus 47 minus 58. That missing angle should be 75 degrees.
Wow.
Fun math stuff.
I know.
One problem.
So sometimes you gotta put a couple of things together.
Yep.
All right. Super duper. All right, time for a journal assignment. Mr. Lewis?
Love journal assignment.
I do. Journals
Okay.
are going well.
So,
What do we got here?
for the journal assignment, looks like we have 3 figures. And you got to find the missing angle. So the first one is an inscribed angle. So you're given the arc length. So those are the ones we just did.
Yep.
Figure out the inscribed angle.
Right.
Second one, we give you the inscribed angle.
Figure out
we want the arc length, so the opposite. And then the third one is a little challenge. So we kind of give you an inscribed angle, but then we want you to find one of the missing arcs around the circle.
Ooh, is it possible?
I think it's possible.
So please copy the figure in your journal real quick, just draw a circle and copy the figure so we can see it, find the missing information, and it's all cool.
All right.
All right, see you next time.